Well, soldiers, how's the food? Ah, I see it tastes like table. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Mass Effect. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we recruited Liara and started going around talking to people, all that stuff. And this time we're going to continue to talk to people with Kaidan.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
I heard all about that. How companies would arrange accidents to expose people to element 0.
There was never any proof of that. It's not what happened in my case anyway. My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics. A little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using Mass Effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey, her family was very rich, but she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same, but things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
I want to know everything my crew is capable of, Lieutenant. We're out of our element here.
If you say so, sir. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
I don't know, it doesn't sound like you do, to be honest, Kaidan. Sound like you're still hung up on some past things, but I don't know, maybe I'm just bullshitting. Got the sleeper pods, and maybe Chalkwest just isn't here? A little bit more armor, or more weaponry, whatever. Oh, there's Chalkwest, hello.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Nope, okay.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Nothing new for you.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her. And this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits onto our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Maybe she wanted to meet you, but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I mean, we missed out on a little bit of dialogue, but it's fine. Yeah, Asari are definitely interesting in terms of how they are... Parasitic sounds like the wrong word, because that sounds very negative, but they very much feel not... I don't know how to describe it. Just the Asari are really weird with that stuff. Anyways, we still have the rest of the Artemis Tau cluster to investigate. We'll start off with Sparta, which I believe...
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
So that is another quest. I did allude to that before because I wasn't quite sure when it was.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
We will go and investigate Edalus in just a moment. But yes, what I plan to do is... basically, again, I've mentioned this a few times, after you complete 2 story missions, you will have another one that will be forced upon you. It's not just unlocked, you will have to do that one. And after that, yeah, I'll start doing a second round of quests, go back to the Citadel after that, that 3rd story mission, which then would unlock a few more side quest things, I believe, but it is also possible that I will have already done the side quest. Well, some side quests I may have already done. This is definitely a Thresher Maw. This is a Thresher Maw, no doubt. Yep. A lot of Alliance Marine corpses around. Not exactly the most pleasant thing for Shepard to see, probably. Right, tentacles. Tentacle phase is weird. But not too unmanageable. It's just time-consuming and a little bit annoying. But I say that as I start getting annihilated by these tentacles. One more over here. Pop that. Stretch them all, mostly done. So obviously, not obviously, but between yeah, the amount of times that you have to deal with the tentacle phase is random, pretty sure. Which is really annoying. When I had to redo that one because I had died on the planet before finishing off everything, I had to do that phase 3 times, and hopefully I don't have to do it 3 times again. We're low on health, but it's fine. There we go. First of all, that was 14 grand, nearly 50.
Moving out. Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon. It appears these men were under the command of Admiral Kahoku. He will want to know what happened here.
So yes, we now know that it is Kahoku's squad. Finally getting that quest taken care of. Let's max out Tali's shotguns. Liara. She is a biotic, or just straight up a biotic, adept, that's the word I'm looking for. Throw and lift. We've seen warp, heavy damage to shields. Yeah. Heavy damage to shields. And then singularity is a, it's a top, basically for a while, things that are near the singularity will start getting lifted up into it. It's a pretty long, long time lift, essentially. And it is kind of Liara's specialty. So because of that, I'm actually going to throw that up to max, and then we'll throw up pretty high. And I don't need to heal. I'll be fine. Yeah, if we go and check... Up. So, kept the Verge. So yeah, we will have to return to the Citadel for Goku. We will... Yeah, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to fully explore Artemis Tau, and then after this I will do Pharos, will be the next one I do. Pharos is the... In terms of long-term impact on the story, over the 3 games, Pharos is the least impactful. I find it the most fun mission. Of the 3 missions that we get unlocked right away, Pharos is my favorite. I just like the story with it the most.
Cover me.
Obviously, Liara's planet doesn't really have much of a story with it. Yeah, Liara doesn't really have too much of a story with that other than just, hey, this is Liara. And Novaria's story's kind of... It's all about Venezia, but you can skip past most of that if you don't bring along Liara, which is entirely impossible. I will be bringing along Liara because I enjoy suffering. Suffering about it, of course. But... yeah, this Novaria's story, half of it is really uninteresting. The other half is pretty alright, but nothing special. Of course, we will see that in a while when we actually get there, but... you know. And there's some minerals we can pick up still, but not gonna bother. So we can back out. Next up is Macedon. Sargila. We do have a hazard there, but not really a big deal. Pick up a survey. I think that was a matriarch writing, maybe. Get some Xenon on Fargalus. As for the other quest that we picked up earlier, the one with Nasana Dantius, this quest is really weird. Nasana Dantius, the person who's giving us the quest, is a recurring character up in 2. And it's just really odd how of all characters it's Nasana Dantius. Anyway, I believe this is where Helena Blake wanted us to go. So we'll go here, and we'll proceed to totally not get betrayed by this pirate leader who had us assassinate her other pirate leader friends. At least I'm pretty sure this is Helena Blake. Whee! Bonk, bonk. I will be looking forward to doing Pharos and Novaria because there is not much Mako to deal with on there. And again, I've said this so many times, but I keep repeating it. But the Mako, its novelty wears off eventually, especially exploring the unknown planets. They are very boring. The The moon's kind of fun for the novelty of being the moon, but that's still mainly held up by the Rogue VI. The Theorem's actually kind of fun. Mainly for the fact that you can completely exploit the system by sneaking the Mako in. You can just sneak the Mako into a place where it's not supposed to be. Really trivializes part of the fight, part of the mission. Now, I'm just going to assume that... Really? We got 37,000 from a random pirate? How come he's not the leader? Oh, there's Krogan. Goodbye. Getting a lot of inventory stuff, too. We could probably... You know what? When we next go to the Citadel, I'll see if I can actually purchase the Spectre gear. Maybe I can. Anyways, if this is actually Helena Blake, then we're already coming in on not the greatest ideas. Also, you can see when I recorded everything there. Yep. That is in fact a pirate. And you let's explore the road, you sure? Pop you. Oh dear. See, that's why it's a good thing that I saved beforehand. Krogan are dangerous. Let's head out over here. Here's the shepherd. Alright. Go straight. Let's bring you down to your second health bar. Fortunately, right as he uses shield boost or something like that. You know what? I'm just gonna stall you out. Go. Yeah, stasis. They can't take damage, they can't deal damage. Stasis is just stasis. You guys are real bad. And all the AI gets better in later games. The allied AI is especially bad, but that's not to say that not saying that the enemy AI is fantastic. Sometimes in Mass Effect 1, right after you use the power, you just can't shoot. Mass Effect 1 is very weird. And that's not like an issue that was just in Legendary Edition. That is, I see it as a PC issue. I don't remember having difficulties with it when I played it on console. But also, that was a very long time ago that I last played it on console. Oh, sniper. Sniper scare me. Let's just lift you up. And wait for a little bit, and throw. I was hoping they'll do a little bit more damage. Alright, that's a sniper dead. Effect, see, while I do love this series, this trilogy, Mass Effect 1, I will always recommend, do not play it multiple times. Mass Effect 1 is not the most fun game. The story is fine, for sure, but the gameplay is really boring. The firefights feel pretty bad. It's just... Mass Effect 1 is a flawed game. Let's do that. Let's stasis you. Oh, what in the hell? You are not in stasis for long. Yes, I know. Get out of my way then. Why are you not getting anything done to you? Thank you, Liara. Goodbye. Alright. Oh, okay. Well, I actually have to try. Let's go at that. There we go. From leaders that have started leaving the council and the simultaneous important ambassador on the Citadel are sisters. So, yeah, well, there's the Nasana quest taken care of. It was not Helena Blake. This was just Nasana Dantius's. So, rest in peace to her sister. Don't worry, the quest that she would give you is to go here, kill her sister. As you do. So yeah, it's not a big deal that we did this beforehand. We still have one more thing to grab on here, and then one more system. A little bit longer of an episode, that's fine. Just means that we will be getting started with Pharos in the next episode. And then probably what I'm going to do is, on the Citadel quest run, part 2, I will do Bring Down the Sky. Again, I am very glad that, again, I've mentioned Pinnacle Station DLC. Pinnacle Station does not exist anymore, but it's not like it was a very interesting one. Bring Down the Sky is the real big DLC. Pinnacle Station is just an arena. I think it could give you some rewards, but they weren't anything special. Absolutely no effect on future games. So Pinnacle Station, of all the DLC in either game, in any of the games to be lost, Pinnacle Station is the least tragic. No one really is losing sleep over the fact that they can't play Pinnacle Station. I mean, Mass Effect, not really particularly about the gunplay. Like, yeah, there is gunplay for sure, but, you know, it's definitely not the focus of the series. Yeah, we're getting 10,000 per item now. We're fine. There are also, I've mentioned before, at least the level, or the money transfer. I think so, at least. There is transfer stuff between games. Most of it is story decisions. However, depending on what you have accomplished in your game, you can do certain other things. So, getting a lot of money will give you a monetary boost in 2. Money gives you a boost. Your reputation will get a boost based off of what your reputation is in 1. What else is there? Is there not an actual planet here? That would be convenient for episode length. Yeah, what was I saying? Basically, yeah, level transfers a little bit, your reputation transfers a little bit, Its level reputation, skills might, I don't quite remember. Yeah. My screaming aside, next time we go and we start our second story mission out on Pharos. So until then, see you guys later.